Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're taking a look at the Instax Mini Evo. This is something that I had a lot of hope for. Just in comparison to some other cameras, we have the brand new Instax Mini 12. Look at it, this one is smaller, significantly thinner, and about just as wide, but it basically is the lens. And this is like one of the, I like that this is a flatter profile here, but this is not my favorite camera at all. It's weird, but my favorite Instax Mini product is the Instax Mini Link. And they just came out with a new one. I haven't even unboxed that one, so we'll do that one later. But just in general, this is my favorite Instax Mini device. Why? Because you can put your mirrorless camera, you can transmit it there, and you get a clean, crisp image. And even though this is being Bluetooth transmitted all the way over here, the image looks like it was taken on a film camera. And I'm gonna go into that a little bit just because you can see this exposed lens. Like, there is nothing to cover this, as every single Instax camera has a cover over this to keep things safe. The Mini 12 has a cover. The Mini 11 has a cover here, and that's a good idea. This did not come with a bag. This did not come with anything to actually keep this clean. And hey, not even a cap on here, and that's just a little bit. All right, I really have to say, when using this camera, you can transmit pictures into it. So you can take it with your smartphone, you can do exactly what I do with this, and in that case, this is a great little device because it'll print out things that feel analog. They feel rich with color, they just feel proper. One of my least favorite things in general are e-ink printers because they look digital, they look cheap, the contrast never works out perfectly, and it's just something that is not for me. Personally, I don't like it. I made a video on the Polaroid Hi-Print. That's a very popular video. And I'm not really sure if people like that printer, but for me, I did not like it. It did not render things properly. But for this, I don't know how they do it, but this renders everything so properly. It's being printed on the same kind of Instax Mini film, and it looks really beautiful. All right, so in comparison, I made a little mistake, so you'll see the difference, but I have three images here. One is from the Evo, and my mistake was I had this upside down. So look at that saturation. We're looking at this together for the first time. Let's see what we can find here. So just remember the pumpkin, remember the background, remember the lights on the outside. It's dark. That's a very dark image. And why did the flash go off? I remember seeing a light flash go off. Flash did go off with this. It is a very dark image. And just to prove, we're going to take one more picture as we look at the other ones here. Also, the back touchscreen on this, look at that back touchscreen. Let's let this, man, I look blown out. Of course, there's a lot of like studio light around here, but it just looks like a cheap old camera. And for some, that's the vibe right now. Like, that just works with people. But for me, it looks bad. Like, it really does look bad. That does not look good. And I just want to make sure I'm going to take this correctly here. 1, 2. Yep, it did flash. So we're going to let this print out one more time. I am always willing to give these cameras like a little bit more. Like, maybe it's me. But I want to compare quickly with the brand new Instax Mini 12. Look at the way that this looks and renders. This is an analog product. This is like taking with a 35mm camera, or in this case, just instant film camera, and you can see the way things are rendered. It has that kind of crispness of an analog product. This is the Instax Mini 11 with the same picture. It's a little bit brighter than the other one. I literally took it back to back standing here. And again, it's just dark. The colors look a little bit, they just look off. Everything is dark here. As far as I can tell, I don't know the megapixels on the Evo, but it does not get enough light with this. And even using a flash, like I think I was like this. Could you even see me? Yeah, the flash did go off. This is rendering here. Now let's just make sure that we're getting the same thing. But for me, I don't know. Like, I could go into this camera a lot. I could go into the way that it has like different film simulations. If you go around here, it's just kind of like cheap old filters on Instagram. It doesn't look good. In my opinion, like light leak, lens 8 mirror, double exposure, half frame. You know, this might be fun for somebody who just wants to experiment and just have fun. But I really think that getting the new Mini 12 would be such a better option here. And then you can also play around with the dial and see, look, it's black and white, it's sepia, it's everything here. It doesn't look good. Oh, by the way, like the back screen, it's not a touch screen, but that can get scratched too. Like there is stuff on the back of this screen. There's also no viewfinder because of this. I would have liked a little viewfinder, honestly. So what you do is you take your image either with this here, or there's another button right here if you're used to the regular minis, because these minis, they have the button right here. So if you feel more comfortable, you can be like a little photographer like this or a photographer like this. And when you've taken the image, you then push this or pull the little lever. So that prints out your image. You can save the image too, like you don't have to print it out right away. But again, you can also transfer things in. You have a cold shoe at the top. Not really sure what you can do with that. Maybe put a fill light on it. But for me, it lacks. I don't like cheap digital cameras. I have digicams. Like one of my favorite cameras here is the Canon S120. This has seen much better days. And for me, this version is just a little foggy. I can always fix that in post to make it more contrasty. This is a good digi cam. I think it's 10 megapixels, but it does the job. Everything looks just right. You can shoot in RAW, you can play around with these images later. And even this, I could transfer this to my favorite Mini Link, or I can even transfer it to this. But taking pictures on here, it's not it. Like, it is just not it. It's not for me. I'm not happy with it. I really wanted this to work out. And also, this is $200. This is $80 for the Mini 12. The printer, I believe, is $100. So just think about this. You have this camera here. The lens, in my case, I would use it as a backup. But if you are just getting this as a printer, just get this. Just get this and shoot with your camera, shoot with your iPhone, shoot with whatever you want, just to make it feel right. Or if you really just want to like dive deep and just have an instant camera, get the 12, because it's just going to do a good job for you. Because again, wait, I just want to make sure that I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, it's dark. All right, this is the Evo. This is the 12. Just look how different that is. Lights, they're pretty. They're bright. But right here, and the flash did go off on both. It's just crisp. I love this image so much. I dislike this other image a lot. So for me, this isn't for me. I am disappointed I wish this lens was better, so it would be a usable lens, because if an $80 camera can render this with the flash better than this $200 product, the camera portion is just not usable too. Put a cover on here too. Put a cover on here, here, in the box, give us a little sleeve to put this on. So many things that were done wrong here. And by the way, if you like the styling of this, styling is pretty nice. I like that kind of like fake plastic leathery look to it, but they also have this. This is the Instax Mini 40. It is bigger in many different ways, but if you want the same kind of styling and kind of vibe that this one goes for, look, this one has a camera cover too. They may update this because the new 12 came out. This was in relationship to the 11. So this is the Instax Mini 40. Maybe there'll be an Instax Mini 50. But this is not something that I would recommend, you guys. And it disappoints me a lot because, look, nice, slim, could have been better. I will be using this as a backup printer as I do this one. But, you know, if it's only in a pinch where I have to use this lens, I'll use it. Otherwise, it's just not what I'll be doing. But all right, guys. I know this one was a little bit negative today, but that's just my thoughts on the Mini Evo, Instax Mini Evo. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, anything, just let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'm trying to get like a good snap profile pic. I can't even think of words. Today was a very, very long day. It's Sunday, but it's freezing cold. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.